when two fearless predators collide: honey badger versus eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Few hypothetical matchups in the animal kingdom carry the dramatic weight of this one. The honey badger, Mellivora capensis, widely regarded as nature's most fearless mammal, against the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, Crotalus adamantius, the largest and most dangerous rattlesnake species in North America. One is a low-slung, thick-skinned opportunist that treats venomous bites as an occupational hazard. The other is an ambush predator with heat-sensing pits, hinged fangs, and a venom yield large enough to kill prey many times its size. If they ever crossed paths, the encounter would showcase millions of years of evolutionary arms racing on both sides. The honey badger, built to not care. Honey badgers are mustelids, related to weasels and otters, but built like nothing else in that family. Their skin is famously loose and remarkably thick enough that a snake's fangs often fail to penetrate deep enough to deliver a lethal dose, and loose enough that the badger can twist inside its own hide to bite an attacker that has it gripped. Their dense, coarse fur adds another layer of physical defense against fangs and stingers alike. But the badger's most famous adaptation is at the molecular level. Research on muscular, nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, the very target that neurotoxic snake venoms attack to cause paralysis, has shown that honey badgers carry mutations that make these receptors resistant to neurotoxin binding. This doesn't make them invincible. Cytotoxic and hemotoxic venoms, the type rattlesnakes use, still cause tissue damage, and a honey badger absolutely can be sickened or even killed by a sufficiently large dose. What it gives them is a survivable margin most other mammals don't have. Badgers have been documented going limp from a snake bite, appearing dead for an hour or two, then waking up and finishing the meal they were bitten over. Behaviorally, honey badgers hunt snakes deliberately, not accidentally. Their technique is aggressive and head-focused. They dart in, try to pin or seize the snake behind the head or skull, and rely on speed and that loose skin to absorb retaliatory strikes. Up to a quarter of their diet across their range can consist of venomous snakes. They are not scavenging desperation eaters. Venomous reptiles are a reliable protein source. They're uniquely equipped to exploit. The eastern diamondback, ambush power. Crotalus adamantius is a different kind of specialist. It doesn't chase. It relies on cryptic coloration, patience, and heat-sensing facial pits to detect a warm body moving nearby, then strikes with a fraction of a second lunge, powered by some of the fastest muscle contractions recorded in vertebrates. Its hinged, hollow fangs deliver a hemotoxic venom cocktail that destroys tissue, ruptures blood vessels, and disrupts clotting built primarily to immobilize and pre-digest mammalian prey like rabbits and rodents, not to fight off a heavily armored predator. A diamondback's defense against something it can't simply intimidate into retreating is to strike repeatedly and try to disengage. Using its size, it can exceed 6 feet, and raw venom yield as its only real countermeasure. It has no claws, no real second weapon, only the bite, and the rattle as an early warning it would generally rather not need. The encounter. In this kind of confrontation, advantage tilts toward the badger almost from the opening seconds, not because the rattlesnake isn't dangerous, but because the badger's entire physiology is a rebuttal to exactly this threat. The fight would likely unfold in 3 phases. A stalking approach, where the badger circles and provokes a strike to gauge the snake's range. An exchange where the snake lunges and the badger absorbs or shrugs off a glancing hit while using its claws to pin the snake's body. And a finishing phase where the badger drives for the head and neck, ending the snake's ability to strike further. Even a successful venom delivery doesn't guarantee the snake's survival. A temporarily weakened badger that recovers in an hour still finishes its meal. The outcome reflects a broader truth about survival in the wild. Raw danger doesn't always win. Adaptation does. The eastern diamondback is built to kill almost anything that threatens it except, hypothetically, the one mammal that evolved specifically to call its bluff.